Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the Flipping Made Easy studio right here in Matawan, New Jersey. It is Sturch, it is Gooch, it is Wrestling Rob behind the glass. It is a shout out to our newest homie, Zach Wilson. We'll get into all that in just a little bit because, not all heroes wear capes, and Zach Wilson definitely delivered. So we'll get into all that. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I, for one, had a rough run at it, man. It was one thing after another. You don't know the experience. Actually, you have a niece. So you ever see her get like a knee scrape, anything, just the smallest little, but it will set her into this tailspin of emotions where she thinks like her leg fell off. That's what happened with me yesterday, and 2 days worth, actually. Like, my daughter got hurt twice, and I'm just like, my heart is breaking. I wasn't there for that moment, both moments. It was just, I don't know. Have kids, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
It's scary when they fall,
very
man.
scary when they fall and when they get hurt. But yeah. So anyway, that was my weekend in a nutshell. But I got some sun. I'm sure you did too.
I did.
Okay.
Do
good.
I look like I got sun?
No, that's why it was actually a joke.
I actually am a little more tan. You should see me with my.
I don't know. You're wearing a hoodie on an 87-degree day, so I
wear a hoodie in here for the show.
Cold.
This was commented on by Nick Shine. Don't trust a man in a hoodie. I'm sure Nick Shine also a hoodie in the summertime. Well, Nick Shine's the type of guy that probably wears shorts in the winter, so I'm not sure which one is more questionable. And I guarantee you he's that guy.
Oh, yeah, well, that's very true. Anyway, so if you want to support the show and you're watching the show for the first time, we go live every day at 11 o'clock Eastern, Monday through Friday. You can go over to patreon.com/Chop Sports. That's the way to support the group here. $3, $5, $10 increments is the way to do it. We really appreciate everybody's support. And so that's the way to do it. And if you're watching this on YouTube by any chance, which you should be, if you're on Facebook, head on over to YouTube. Please like the video. That helps us out, helps the search, helps the algorithms, helps us defeat all the other small market, broadcasters and guys that go live and live streams and stuff like that. That's really all I got. As far as sports go, you have a complete rundown, but I'm not sure if you're going to touch on the Yankees at all.
I'm not.
Very frustrating, and this guy's laughing over there.
Laughing at
What are you laughing at? 14 games
every
back.
5 seconds.
What are you?
What a story it was last night, wasn't it, ladies and gentlemen?
Aroldis Chapman should be flown right into the sun.
Keep bringing him back,
He's
bro.
I told you it's a money thing. It's a money thing. It's he's making $18 million a year.
He didn't pitch well, but the Yankees didn't lose solely because of him.
No, he didn't.
No.
But he did load the bases with walks.
Tyon fucking shit the bed again as well.
I mean, look, the Yankees. The issue I have there is just when Houston comes to town and Boston's in town and we play these teams, got to be able to beat these teams. It's one thing to beat the shit out of the rest of the league, great, but just win these games. And I know they won a couple. They beat Houston. They've beaten Boston. I get that. But just do it on a more consistent basis, because when a push comes to shove and it becomes a 7-game series, you worry a little bit. That's all. I just worry a little bit.
You're going to worry about it anyway because it's the playoffs. Doesn't matter who it is. Right now, we're splitting hairs if we're bashing the Yankees. They still have a move or two to make as well. You got to let Chapman try and find himself, because at the end of the day, we also need him to be good. Yeah. So let's not get carried away. The Yankees are still the best team in baseball.
Shout out to the Dominican Destroyer, my guy Vargas. By the way, sick invite to whatever that barbecue was over the weekend that I saw all the brothers over there, and I was like, what did nobody wants to text? Nobody wants to text the announcer? My quarterback and my new hero, long live the Zach attack. So this thing it's got legs. It's got legs and it's moving. So in any event, Gooch, there's more sports. You have yourself a fantastic rundown. What do you got?
I do. So MMA world, we have Rafael Fiziev beats Rafael Dos Anjos by 5th round knockout in a battle of the Hafas, and he called out Rafael Nadal subsequently. But no, that was a
tennis
joke.
Player?
Yeah, it was a joke because he wants to see who's the best Rafael in the world of sports.
Yeah.
But he really did call out Justin Gaethje. I think that would be a great fight. This dude has arrived, knocking out RDA in the 5th round. That means that you're doing it in championship round. So good on him. If anybody doesn't know who he is, he's the Kazakhstan fighter. Kazaki? How do you say that?
Kazakhstan?
But how do you say what?
Kazakian.
Kazakian?
No, but I'm going with that.
But he's
I'm going to roll with it.
If you've ever seen the Matrix, he evaded the kick by using the Matrix move. It's that
guy.
Did he? Yes, it's that guy. It's one of the craziest highlights in UFC. Anyway, Israel Adesanya also announced his next opponent. It is, in fact, Alex Pereira, who has a KO victory over Adesanya in the past. And Tyson Fury's father, I know that we're going to talk a little bit about Jake Paul. You might have a little bit of a surprise for the listeners later.
Not yet.
Oh, no?
Tomorrow,
no?
probably.
Not ready?
Tomorrow.
All right, so Tyson Fury's father, or I guess we could call him Tommy Fury's father at this point, said that the real reason that Tommy Fury pulled out of the fight wasn't because of a visa issue or he's alluding to the fact that it may not have been a visa issue. It's probably a weight issue because he wasn't actually in training for the fight. NBA news. Dame Lillard signs a 2-year extension worth a little bit over $100 million.
Does that make it more available for trade?
I mean, he could still be available for trade because it's only a 2-year deal. And if Dame was going to get traded, it might have been a sign and trade anyway. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he's still a potential trade candidate. Okay. But this definitely closes the door on the immediate future for any people like the Knicks. Sorry, that's not going to happen. But you know that, right? Yeah. But shout out to Dame with his loyalty. Him and Bradley Beal, I'm not sure if they're really loyal or they're just trying to get the bag. But nonetheless, they're both been in the same team for a long time. Nets and the Lakers had talked about a KD trade, and the Nets asked for LeBron, AD, and 5 first-round picks. So the haul that the Nets are trying to look for at this point, I don't think that they're actually serious. I think they're just trolling everybody. Major League Baseball All-Star teams have been announced, and there's been a few snubs. I don't really want to get into it right now in the rundown because it'll run on really long. But Shohei Ohtani makes the All-Star game as a starter, as both a pitcher and a hitter, and I think that's the major snub is that Yordan Alvarez didn't get the starter as the DH. Wander Franco out 6 to 8 weeks again. Go ahead,
but he's hurt though, isn't he?
He's on my goddamn fantasy team.
Yeah, but
I'm weathering the storm.
That doesn't matter.
You're right.
He should be the starter, and then Shohei could step in just fine. Wander Franco out 6 to 8 weeks again. So the injuries are piling up for the Rays and for Wander Franco. And the Orioles have won 8 straight games, the first time since 2005. So the American League East is just rolling right now. And then moving on over to the gridiron, what in the name of Steph Curry's parents is going on in the world of Zach Wilson right now? So Zach Wilson's girlfriend left him for his ex-roommate and his best friend and his former teammate
his
quarterback receiver duo.
I'm just saying.
What's his name? Dak Milne?
I'm smacking the shit out of that kid if I'm Zach Wilson.
I mean, at this point, again, my heart's not bleeding for the guy. He's going to be fine.
Let me finish. So Zach Wilson's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend at this point posted a picture on Instagram announcing her relationship with Zach Wilson's best friend. I did see the picture.
Start spreading the news, or word got out, or blah, blah, blah. Word on the street. That's what it is.
Right?
Word on the street got out.
So right away, obviously the internet is undefeated. The internet steps in and somebody calls her a homie hopper. Yep. First things first. And then she comments and says, the real homie hopper is Zach Wilson because he just slept with his mom's best friend. So this is some American Pie Stifler vibes going on right now. When I first read the article, it shows you how fucked up the internet is. I read that it was his girlfriend's mother.
Really?
But it was clearly somebody just got ahead of themselves, wrote a bad article. So I was like, wait, Zach Wilson's an absolute dog. But he's still a dog.
Why is he a dog?
I mean, he slept with his mom's friend while he was in a relationship. But just like,
but out of nowhere, the other guy
gets, bro. I don't know.
But I'm saying the other one, he got the girl left him for his best friend. It's like,
but I'm concerned about the order of events here because if Zach
order of operations, like math problems,
Zach Wilson did it first,
parentheses first,
which is what I'm thinking. Then I'm thinking that this is met with like serious regret. Everybody's thinking that Zach Wilson's the cock of the walk right now, and the internet is going to give Zach Wilson all his credit. All the star athletes are coming out. You said
DK Metcalf came
out.
Chad Johnson came out. They're all giving them dabs. Like, good job, you mother effer.
But there's a small chance that right now Zach Wilson's poor little heart is broken.
No.
There's a small chance.
None.
You don't think so?
This kid took 2 cheerleaders to prom, and he's Mormon.
When I tell you this.
They're not even allowed to kiss each other.
There's not. There's no. My heart's not bleeding.
Let's pull up the Zach Wilson graph.
Yeah, my heart's not bleeding for Zach Wilson. Actually, how fitting
is that her?
No, that's his ex-girlfriend.
That's his ex-girlfriend.
So she's cute, very cute girl. But again, he can have whoever he wants.
Like she ain't like his age.
Zach Wilson,
they look like they went to high school.
He looks like he's 11. So
that's good. Yeah, that's a good point. You're right. His ears are big as hell too.
Baby, you son of a gun. He's taking my joke. I was like, how funny is it that Zach Wilson played for the Cougars? Like,
he's my Cougar back. Giving new meaning to the BYU Cougars. But look, I have some interesting tidbits on the BYU honor code here. So if you go to BYU. As a matter of personal commitment, faculty, administration, staff, and students of Brigham Young University Hawaiian Brigham Young University, Idaho, and LDS Business College seek to demonstrate a daily living on and off campus, those moral virtues encompassed in the gospel of Jesus Christ. All right. So this
Amen.
is why Zach Wilson might be sitting at the foot of his bed praying right now, for all we know. He might not be the dog that everybody's saying he is. It says, and will be honest, live a chaste and virtuous life, obey the law on all campus policies, use clean language. So you can't even curse at BYU.
Remember the kid who a couple
got
years
kicked
ago,
off the team for drinking coffee?
Team, the basketball team a couple years ago, they were in the tournament.
Was it Jimmer?
No, it was
team,
the same team though.
Yeah.
It was the other star player, and like he had sex with his girlfriend or something. They were like, bro, you're off the team. And he was like the second leading scorer on the team.
Either Zach Wilson's making up for lost time, or
he's making up for lost time.
Yeah, he's definitely slaying for lost time.
So participate regularly in church services, and this is the one that gets me the most. You're not allowed to like drink coffee. You're not allowed to smoke cigarettes. No caffeine. No anything. So you're just literally not allowed to do anything, let alone have sex with your mom's best friend, right? Or even your girlfriend, for that matter.
It's probably on that list somewhere.
And even off-campus living, I'm seeing that you're not allowed to have a woman or a female or anybody of the opposite sex in your bedroom quarters. You could only have them in the living room, and it has to be before like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So there's like is there like a conduct police that goes around
blue hell?
So we worked with a girl at Ponte Vecchio who went to the BYU in Hawaii.
Okay.
And she was like, if you're married, you have to like prove it all, and then they can come in, but they still have to leave by like 11. Your husband, they can't even stay in your thing if you're going to school there. If you're living on their property.
Yeah, that's wild.
Insane, bro. You got to be committed, bro.
I'm here for it.
Committed.
You're here for you want to go to BYU?
Like no, I'm just here for like this whole thing. This whole thing is amazing.
It's obviously there's way more that's going to unfold with this situation.
I'm waiting for him to like one tweet. Just like it. Just Zach Wilson acknowledging something that they're saying he's a goat.
Well, didn't somebody say that he owned it?
Did he? I didn't see anything yet.
I don't know what is real yet when you go on Twitter, because like there'll be a picture with him and somebody, his mom and somebody, and they're like, oh, this is her. And I've seen like 3 different people that's her. So you don't really know yet. Training camp soon, so we're going to find out.
Is this receiver still in the league?
He's a Redskin. Commanders.
Whatever the hell they are. The Commodores, yeah.
But he was a 7th round pick. I mean, like, is he still in the league?
So he's probably not going to make the team.
She was probably
somebody actually, you know what I did read today? The guy who posted, he's the one who posted it, or the girl posted it. Whatever the relationship post was with the holding hands of the new guy.
Mm-hmm.
He said the Jets equipment manager, who I don't know his name, but anyway, the Jets equipment manager commented on the photo and says, I don't know what the bigger joke is, you being with this girl or your NFL career.
No, my
man. The Jets equipment manager said that about the new guy, the receiver for the Commanders. Amazing. Yeah. I'm here for it. Let's go.
That the Jets equipment manager might get fired now.
Nick Shine coming in saying Zach's mom is social media obsessed, which is very true. She is. She hasn't posted in quite a while now. She's been mute since she's found out about all of this. She's obviously known about it. Or maybe she doesn't know.
I mean, she knows. If the girl, if they broke up over it, I'm sure it's a big deal. In the
you know who's on high alert according to Casey Hammond? Pete Davidson. Watch out, because Wilson. Listen, Zach. Listen, if you're listening, and I know you are, don't touch any Kardashians.
Please don't do it.
Don't do it. It ruins careers.
It
is literally like guys lost ACLs.
Didn't Devin Booker just make first team All NBA and get the bag? Right?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, that's where
we need
he's
a ring here.
And now he's going to start the trajectory. Who's he clipping? Chloe?
Nah, Kendall.
I don't know.
Kendall.
Yeah,
isn't Kendall the guy?
Ones. No, that's Bruce Jenner.
Settle down, Dave.
Caitlyn is Kendall is not the youngest one.
I'm not on TMZ. I'm not up on my speed here. I know you know.
Kendall's not the youngest Jenner. She's the
Chloe
second.
Is.
Kylie is.
So Ashmere
fucking Jenners are.
There's like 2 Jenner girls and like 4 Kardashians.
Every time I hear it, it's like just always TMZ. Like just okay, fine. But yeah, I mean, this is incredible stuff, man. And I think that he's made himself a little name. He's carved out a little name ski for himself in New York, and now he just has to deliver a winning football team. I guess Anything else, Gooch?
I mean, we could get in. I don't have anything else for the rundown, but we could get a little bit back into the All-Star snubs.
Yeah,
because I feel like there's a bunch.
Yeah.
I'm going to name 5 guys right now, and I'm going to see if you could.
Who did not make the All-Star team?
That did not make the All-Star team. That I think you could make a case for, and I want to know if you could figure out what they all have in common. All right, so Ty France, the first baseman / kind of do-it-all guy for the Mariners. He's having a great year. I know that he's averaging like 6.8 points per fantasy game.
You have him?
Yeah, that's the common theme here.
Oh, already before
all my players. No, but they really are. Like, I read a list of 10 All-Star snubs, and it was Ty France, Taylor Ward, who I think he was in the conversation for American League MVP. I mean, he still can be. If you look at his numbers, they're insane. So Dylan Cease, Austin Riley, and Brandon Drury. Does everybody remember Brandon Drury?
I do.
Mm-mm.
When he came to the Yankees for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember.
He's having a insanely good season in Cincinnati. And if Cincinnati was actually winning some baseball games, then you would have a case for a guy like that. But major disrespect to Yordan Alvarez. I know I talked about it on the rundown, but that's the biggest snub to me.
He's hurt, right?
Yes, we established that.
But that just, like,
it doesn't matter.
Right?
Like, you should get voted in. I'm pretty sure that Fernando Tatis was like the 6th leading vote getter in the NL, and he hasn't played a game yet this year.
Very, very.
Well, here comes Scoop coming in asking, did Cabrera and Pujols take spots of other people? Serious question. I don't know. That, the commissioner.
No.
Those were added spots.
It's just an added thing.
Okay.
No Yankee reliever. I don't think Mike King made it. He did make it. Okay, so Mike King didn't make it, but
and our boy Trevino.
Yes,
huge,
which is a great video.
If you haven't seen it yet,
go check out the Jose Trevino. Finding out that he's an all-star, you have to. Don't mind the voice in the background cracking every 13 seconds.
And you do
Aaron Boone giving Jose Trevino the love, but
really?
It's horrible.
Yeah. So that's all I got. That's
Meanwhile,
all I got.
He sits down, and I think this is like, you wonder if these things are planned, but like when Trevino sat down, he like decided to raise his shorts up a little bit to adjust himself to sit down. My man's yoked. He's got quads for days. He's a big boy, and he like kind of made sure that he let everybody know, like, hey, I squat behind the plate. So
I don't want to hear any more talk about me watching Jameis Winston workout videos.
There was one video, just one. And that's the last time I'll ever say it.
But you
went into this Winston rabbit hole.
There is a Jameis Winston workout video that just surfaced, and he's working out in the rain.
I saw it,
bro.
That was not a bad one.
In slow motion.
Way worse.
Just the way just everything about
but
Jameis
it's pouring rain enough.
is fucking great.
And with like 12-year-old kids snapping on the ball, right?
It's like pouring rain. He's got a bunch of kids. He's working out with a bunch of kids, but he's getting his workout
downpour.
I'm not subscribed like he is. He gets the alerts.
Hilarious.
And his cadence is the best. Like, his huddle is probably so fucking fun. Imagine being in the huddle with Jameis.
Playing Pop Warner, bro, it's like the best time. Like, especially when you're getting blown out. Everyone's joking. Hey, we all playing after the game. We're down 33 points.
I was told one time I was pitching. I was a 13-year-old pitcher, and my best friend was my catcher. Like, he literally.
Usually how it works, yeah.
Yeah.
No, literally. No, literally.
All right. Well, anyway, God rest his soul, John. He passed away years ago, but there was time I was getting lit up. I told you about this time. The Yankees. Of course, when you play the Yankees in Little League, they're always good for some reason. I mean, like, truth be told, it's politics, and they stack the teams to death. Yeah. And I was getting lit up bad. He comes for like a mound visit, just him, right? And it's like 18-0. We're getting crushed. And he goes to me, he goes, all right, man, look, here's the deal. Elio's Bagel Bites. What are we having after this game? And I was like, like
so then Dave gave up a 3-run homer on the next.
And then we went down 21-0, and I had Bagel Bites right after that.
Just the mercy rule. Like, wait, you're telling me if I throw
if I just throw another fat ball down the middle, we can go home? This is great.
That was so fucking brutal. The only thing that saved us from like another 30 runs was the 10-run rule, playing Merrill Park in the All-Star. That was like the same year that I saw McGreevy's nutsack at the Club of Woodbridge.
Gotta love it.
And red dangly nuts.
I can't wait till your book comes out.
Can you sign your copy of the book that you're going to give me? Because you have to write a book about all the craziness that you went through in Colonia. I'm sure all you Colonia people out there know exactly what
Here comes Scoop coming in telling lies. Good news, guys. I hit 63 miles per hour on the speed gun.
That's right. Scoop went to enemy territory over the weekend. He went over to Boston.
How was that trip you took over there?
He at least saw a win. He saw one of the wins, which is good. But I was on another level of hatred for Boston. And it's funny because, last couple of years, I'm like, they're not even the rival anymore. It's like Houston. I hate Houston more. But it's like, play the Red Sox in Boston, and it's like my hate fires back up for the Red Sox.
As a Red Sox fan, every time I watch the Red Sox and they just show the outfield of like all the standings, and you just look at it's like the Red Sox, Blue Jays, everybody, and the Orioles now pretty much are all the same record.
It's crazy.
And then the Yankees are ahead by like 15 games.
Right.
Like, what's going on?
I want to have that job in my life. Like, just be the scoreboard updater person.
They just switch it with the thing. It's
I know.
not even digital.
It's easy. Not even digital. Old school. I love it. All right. Chris, I'm going to ask you a favor, and usually I don't do this.
Yeah.
Can you do the Fusco read while I step out for a second?
Yeah.
All right, great. Do the Fusco.
All right. Are you worried you're going to run out of money in retirement or how you're going to pay for your long-term care if needed? Will your family be okay? I'm not sure. Stop worrying and start planning. A comprehensive retirement plan gives you security and greater control over your money. Michael Fusco can help. As president of the Fusco Insurance Agency, Michael can work with you to create a comprehensive retirement plan. He'll explore using life insurance and annuities to help you build a more secure future so you can worry less now. Call 718-701-5787 to schedule your complimentary consultation. That's 718-701-5787. And guarantees and protections are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing company. Some insurance policies are not available in all states. Nice. It's the first time for everything. Michael Fusco. That's your read.
Talk to me about the Tommy Fury thing again. So his dad is coming out saying he wasn't even training.
You good? Good.
No, come on.
His dad said he wasn't training.
I think his dad has been throwing bullshit into the Fury camp for quite some time.
Okay. Is the father involved with Tyson Fury too, or no?
Yes. So it's
he's like a Mayweather dad kind of.
He's not exactly as involved as he used to be with Tyson Fury. But look, he comes out on the internet and he says, "Hey, I control my son's career." He just basically
one of those guys.
He's one of the. I think he's doing more harm than good for his son, and clearly in this case, Jake Paul's talking about suing him now because
wouldn't you? I mean, if you gave him money, if he got money off of it,
he didn't get money.
You sure?
I question whether he's getting money to do all this and just to create a publicity stunt.
That's good. That's a good point too. But that's gonna all come out too now. Well, he hasn't even given me $1 to do anything. Just like Logan made the thing about Floyd saying he never got money from Floyd either.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So Baltimore Ravens.
Yes. So
Baltimore Ravens time.
We are starting the 32 team coverage.
Look at that record from last year.
I know, it's crazy. Training camp starts in a couple weeks. Actually, it's like 2 weeks from today. Most rookies will report on the Monday. The veterans get to get there on Tuesday. The Baltimore Ravens, first of all, we want to talk losses, gains, trades, free agents, schedule, all that stuff, over-unders on the win totals and stuff. But first, the Ravens going through it. Tony Saragusa passes away a couple weeks ago. Jalen Ferguson passes away a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going through it as a team right now. But sometimes things like this bring a team together a little bit. It's not like it's not too detrimental to guys that probably didn't really know who Tony was. You know what I'm saying? But the organization in itself will definitely mourn the loss this year. I say retire the guy's number. I don't know. That's just me, but
Saragusa maybe because he did win the Super Bowl. He was also on Fox too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Speaking of not to segue too far off, but guys that did a lot off the field after football, he was one of them. He was a pioneer. He was the sideline guy before sideline guys became a cool thing.
True.
Yeah. So anyway.
It's tough though. Retiring numbers is a tough thing.
It is hard.
I know the Mets just did it for the third time
Keith
ever.
Hernandez.
I know.
That's a guy who should have been done a long time ago.
You would think the guy died.
Who just got his number retired? Pau Gasol after 8 years.
Why?
With the Lakers only.
Why?
I feel like that's extreme.
Oh, that is extreme. Oh,
I mean,
wow. Anyway,
why?
The Ravens. So key losses. All right. The biggest ones that jump off the charts at me in particular is the two receivers they lose. Sammy Watkins, whatever. He goes to Green Bay to be one of their guys over there. He might have a better year over there because of the quarterback situation. But then they traded away Hollywood Brown, which seemed to have been, Lamar's right-hand man, his go-to receiver. So now you think about the passing game in itself took a major hit. And Mark Andrews there's going to be a lot of focus on this guy to perform this year. But as far as key gains, I didn't in free agency, Marcus Williams, right? Safety, good, very good from New Orleans, right? But to me, the gains are the guys they're getting back, at injury. The Baltimore Ravens last year, 8-9 record, they were bit bad by the injury bug. Obviously, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Bus replaced him. He got hurt too.
Marcus Peters
didn't even get to play at all. Marlon Humphreys missed 5 games in the season. I
forgot they even had Marcus Peters.
Yeah, dude. He got hurt real quick. Preseason, I believe. Yeah.
Wow.
So And they drafted really, really well.
They did.
You know, they really, really crushed the draft. They got Kyle Hamilton, the safety, the star safety out of Notre Dame. Then they get my guy who I wanted, Tyler Lindenbaum, to play center.
Yep.
They do take a risk in the second round with David Ajabo, the kid who tore his Achilles, right? So, like, the Ravens stacked themselves up. It's just a matter of putting it all together and how much faith you put or how much stock you put into Lamar Jackson. To me, right off the rip, I think the guy needs to be quarterback first this year. Start sitting back a little bit. We know what you can do. We know you can run around. But I feel like running around this year is not going to be beneficial to him coming off injury. I know he's adding size and stuff like that. But for me, I just feel like if you want to show us that you're the quarterback that everybody says you are, then you got to really take advantage and start slinging the ball around.
I think that Lamar has to stay within himself, or at least that's what I think the Ravens front office believes now. If you look at the offseason moves that they made, I'm looking at the team, and I've said this in the past, they're very similar to the year Lamar won his MVP, and his passing stats were out of this world that season. All things considered, you know, he also ran the ball for 1,000 yards, and he had one of those crazy years. But they lose Hollywood Brown. They have no true number 2. So looking at it, they do have Mark Andrews, and he's going to get the ball a lot, but they don't really have the passing attack that they're going to be able to stretch the field. They're going to hand the ball off a lot. They're going to do a lot of the read option. And whether Lamar is, I don't think he's going to be pitching it around 40 times a game. They're going to run the ball a lot, but on third down, he has to be more efficient. That's the key for me. Getting guys back on the defensive side of the ball, I think their secondary is arguably top 3 in the NFL right now.
And that's without even re-signing Jimmy Smith. They let him walk.
But they did sign Kyle Fuller.
So
bringing in Kyle Fuller, they drafted well.
They brought back Calais Campbell for the line.
Kyle Hamilton is a 6'4".
Yep.
He's like basically like a edge rusher playing safety, which
that's the new hybrid position,
breed,
really.
The new breed. Their offensive line, though, it is a little bit scary considering how often they're going to be trying to run the ball this year. There is 2 rookies out of the gate. Tyler Lindenbaum being one of them, and I'm not sure the other guy's name. I had it here.
Well, not for nothing, but they get Ronnie Stanley back on the left side. And then on the right side,
Wilson put
Ta-da! All right. Sorry about that, ladies and gents. Because Optimum, yeah, I'm listening to my own show. Just trying to see this. I wanted to hear myself say ta-da again. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Thank you for sticking with us. We appreciate that. That right there, like, I know Optimum sucks complete ball hair, but like when I look at this and I come back into the stream and there's people still hanging around, that's a testament to you guys. Thank you for sticking around. All right, so we're talking about the Ravens. Very sorry about that. We'll talk to Optimum, and when I say talk, I mean threaten and just beat them to a pulp when I get a chance. The next guy who comes in here to help us with the service, I'm just going to fight him. Like, hey, hi, and just fight him.
Do some like Batman stuff.
Just,
like call Optimum when I'm tied up in a corner. Like,
we have your guy. Do it. Change the internet. Anyway,
they're gonna be like, okay, just pay us $16 for the visit. We don't care about
if it's not our equipment, it's $80 surcharge, and like suck all of it, dude. Oh my god. Anyway, where were we? Got crushed on a certain
the Ravens.
Yeah, we know that, but like
so let's just go through their schedule. I feel like,
all right, fine.
So we'll be able to talk.
Interesting parts about their schedule. The first 4 weeks, the Ravens are playing the AFC East. Right in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Week 1 through 4 is the AFC East. Games 1 and 3 are on the road, and that's the Jets and the Patriots. The home games, their home opener against the Dolphins, and then the Bills. To me, get out of there 2-2. That's where I'm at with them as far as like what I think could be a success or a successful season. You got to start at least 500 against the AFC East because one, they're AFC games.
They play the Dolphins at home and Buffalo at home.
That's their home opener. Yeah, the Dolphins. A Buffalo game's a loss to me, and I think that the Jets game is a loss to me.
The Jets are home, right?
The Jets are the home team. Right? I got the Jets winning that game. That's why I say they beat the Dolphins. They beat the Patriots on the road. I know you're not a Jets believer like I am.
I'm not that I'm a Jets disbeliever. I just don't know. I'm not giving the Jets that yet. We're gonna see early. That's a big test for the Jets, but I also think that you might see when's the Buffalo game?
Week 4.
That might be 3-0 against 3-0. It's very likely because I think Miami is probably the toughest test out of that bunch. Not in Buffalo.
That game's that's the Baltimore game. I mean, that's in Baltimore, so
that's
I figured I'd give them the
Miami's
nod.
defense is real good, but we also don't know what's going to happen with their first-year head coach and see how things play out. There's a lot of change with a lot of teams that we don't know enough about yet. But the Ravens, we do know what we're going to get with them. They're going to run the ball. They're going to play really good defense, and I think that their strength lies in their secondary. So going through weeks 1 through 4, I would say that a success would be 3-1. And if they're 2-2, there should be a little bit of a cause for concern, but not much.
1 and 3, are you absolutely panicking?
Yes.
Okay.
You can't go 1 and 3 in your conference.
This is very true. Staying in the conference for the next game is a home game against the Bengals. It's like, I don't. To me, when you're the Ravens and you have teams like Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and the defending AFC champions in your division, you almost have to go 3-3 in your division. And nobody, like you said before, nobody really knows what the hell the Cleveland Browns are going to be throwing out there because nobody knows what's going on with Watson. But to me,
you can say the same thing about Pittsburgh, though. Are you worried about Pittsburgh? I'm worried about Pittsburgh as you are.
They got
Cleveland.
the Steelers at Pittsburgh. They don't play Pittsburgh, ready for this, until week 14 for the first time. No, they play them twice in a year, obviously. But the first time is week 14. So they don't play their first division game until week 5. So they gotta get off to a hot start in order for them to keep up. Then they go to the Giants, which I figured, that'll probably be a win. For me, the first 8 games, if you're 500, you're still good. If you're 4-4 after 8,
so I feel like you're still okay. The schedule in front of me. Week 5 is who?
The Bengals.
Okay.
When's their bye week?
10.
At Cincy?
Yeah, no, home against Cincy. That's why I figured if you could split them, great. If they're coming off the hangover, even better. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're still early in the year. If the Bengals find their wheels towards the end of the year, then you got to.
I think that's going to be a really good matchup because they just line up well against each other. I think the major weakness for Baltimore might be their pass rush on the defensive side of the ball, but they did just tender Justin Houston and got him re-signed.
They also re-signed Calais Campbell too. So
I still think that there's probably a major need for a pass rusher, and they did get spurned by
Von
Miller and Zadarius.
Was it Von Miller? Oh, that's the guy I was talking. I'm sorry. Zadarius Smith is the one that kind of burned him.
So,
I mean,
I think they know they have a need there as well.
It looks like they're playing the NFC North because after the Bengals and they go play the Giants, then they got to go play their second division game with the Browns. 2 road games before their bye at Tampa, at New Orleans. That's tough, man. That is New Orleans, I don't care what you say. When you're in New Orleans, that is a tough place to play. And if they're better this year, like we all kind of predicted they will be, that's another tough spot. Tampa Bay, it's Brady. Who knows? Like I think that there is a regression in year 87. There is a regression coming this year for Brady, but I don't know. It remains to be seen. In the first 12, I said, give me 7-5 to be alive in the back stretch of the last 5 games of the season. It's going to take, obviously the record right now is record last year was 8-9, and they finished dead last in that division at 8-9. So technically, if it was a 16-game season, or it used to be, and they went 8-8, you're telling me the last place team finished 500. That doesn't happen a lot.
No.
You know what I mean? So that's a hell of a division right now. Cleveland,
I think they're going to win it. I really do.
Well, that's the thing. Right now, check this out. According to FanDuel,
I'm trying to find their fucking schedule.
According to FanDuel, they're favored to win the AFC North right now, even with the Bengals being in their division.
The Bengals?
Yeah, plus 160 to win right now. And the Bengals currently are plus 180. So it's a tight race, but
I find that weird because I would imagine, I did not look, but you got to imagine that the Bengals win total, according to Vegas, is higher than 9.5. No?
I don't. Maybe it's equal. Maybe it's equal. Yeah, check the Bengals win total.
Right now,
we're going to talk about the Bengals.
I like over 9.5 wins a lot.
I got them
for Baltimore. I'm probably going to bet that.
Based off of the last 5 games of their schedule, Denver, which is a question mark because you just don't know what Russ is going to give that team, but you would assume that game's in Baltimore, so that kind of works into their favor towards the colder part of the season, right? Denver plays in the snow too.
9.5.
9.5.
I said they were 10-7 last year.
I got Tim Riley coming in and saying 10, and then we got Scoop saying it's 10. So
I guess it depends on who you ask.
May 13th, 2022, and it says 10.
What day?
May 13th.
Oh, that's a long time ago. Today,
but anyway,
like I said, it doesn't matter. Today, they're favored. So
that
means Vegas believes in this team a little bit.
It's strange to me. I look for these types of
anomalies,
whereas the Ravens have a lower win total, but they're a higher projected or better odds to win their division. I don't get that.
Well, then they have to be
the anomaly?
Even.
Which one is wrong here? Which one is the value?
Well, they could finish tied. That's what I'm saying. I got the Ravens. All right. Truth be told, soup to nuts. Everything considered, they end the year with the Steelers. So, like literally their last game, but their last 3 games is go 4 at Pittsburgh, at Cleveland, home to play the Falcons to maybe like a get right game for them, and then they got to really finish hard against the Steelers. I got the Ravens, the 2022 Ravens, finishing 10-7, which would give them either a push with the rest of these guys or an over on where you got the projections. So that's where I got them. Is that going to be good enough to win the division? My guess is if they win this division at 10-7, it's going to be because of a tiebreaker. You know what I mean? Like there won't be I don't foresee the Bengals finishing 9-8. No. You know what I mean? They just went to the goddamn Super Bowl. Joe Burrow is that dude. Everybody knows it, right? So for them to go 9-8 is ridiculous. That's why I got the Ravens being a 2 games better than they were last year. A, the health of Lamar. B, the running game is back, like all the way back. And C, the one question mark would be the passing game. But again, you said it the other day, you would take Andrews over Kittle, so you have high hopes for Andrews. If that's going to be your aerosol.
I'm talking about Mark Andrews is a better fantasy player, but I would take Kittle probably. If I was
but at least you're high on the guy.
If I was a team that planned on running the ball 40 times a game, I would definitely take
But what I'm saying is you're high on the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to have to deliver.
Rightfully so. I think he had 107 receptions last year.
Very good player. Is 10-7 in the ballpark of where you can
honestly
foresee this team?
I could see the Ravens winning more games than that. As I look up and down their schedule, I'm not sure about the Bengals. I'm not sure about the Browns. But if I'm being honest, when I think about the Browns, bro, Deshaun Watson, is he really that much of a difference maker? They were 4-12 in his final season as a starter with the Texans.
He was surrounded by some piss poor players.
That's fair, but he also hasn't played football in a while. And I'm just saying, that wasn't winning football. He's had moments, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. You're dealing with a lot. He's dealing with a lot of shit. And Cleveland is typically a place where quarterbacks go to die. So is the guy that's dealing with all this off the field shit getting paid all this money? I feel like it's set up for him to fail there. They don't have the offense that people think they have. It's not the same. It's not Odell and Landry and this star-studded receiving core anymore. It's Amari Cooper. And it's a running game that I think is going to get 11 men in the box until they prove that they can throw the ball. And I'm not sure it's going to be right away.
I think they could throw the ball. I mean,
when?
What do you mean when?
Because Deshaun Watson's probably going to get suspended. We should be finding out. What's today's date?
We
should actually be finding out today or tomorrow.
Today or tomorrow, the Watson thing's going to come
with
down
the ruling.
and crash down on Cleveland. And again, shout out to the Cleveland Browns who gave him $1 million this year.
Hopefully, we get to do Cleveland the day after the ruling because then it'll line up perfectly.
We do have Cleveland tomorrow.
So hopefully they do the ruling today.
Yeah. Well, Pittsburgh made the playoffs last year?
Pittsburgh did.
Yeah. So we got Cleveland tomorrow. So all this stuff will probably come down tomorrow, or again, you would hope tomorrow during the actual talking about the Browns. But overall, I mean, the Baltimore Ravens got bit hard by the injury bug last year. The main guy, I mean, look, what's this guy comes in? Huntley?
Yeah, but
he came in and did serviceable.
Oh,
right?
I thought you were talking about didn't they sign Brett Hundley too?
Did they have everybody?
Yeah, they have. I mean, it doesn't matter. Tyler Huntley, I think, is one of the better backups. He proved it last year.
Right. So he came in and kind of did some cleanup work for the loss of Lamar. Similar player. He could run. He could throw actually kind of better, to be honest with you.
I have a trivia question.
Here we go.
Who is the Ravens?
This just part of the?
Do you have the depth chart written down?
I do. I do not.
All right. So who's the Ravens' number 2 receiver right now?
The Ravens' number 2 receiver right now is
Bateman?
listed as who?
Is it Bateman?
No,
He's their
Bateman's
number
1. Bateman by default goes up to number 1. The number 2 is Peerless Price. No, I don't know. Who is it?
It's Devin Duvernay,
Oh,
Tylan Wallace, or James Proch. So that's
I know.
their biggest,
I know. There was
their
that Duvernay.
biggest
AJ
Achilles
came
heel.
in with the Duvernay comment, but also AJ came in before saying that there was another guy he's going to take a flyer on, maybe like a third receiver. Look, somebody's going to have to catch the balls, right? I mean, like we know Bateman what he's got. You know, he's going to have another year under his belt.
Do we? I think Bateman.
I think he showed enough flashes to know that he's okay.
I think he made some splash plays last year, but he started the season with an injury. I think it was like his groin or something right out of the gate.
Right.
So that was tough at an injury to have an injury as a rookie, but he did come on a little bit late, and I think that's the guy that made Marquise Brown expendable. The major key to me is those two guys. It's Dobbins and it's going to be Bateman. If Bateman could take another leap and Dobbins could be even nearly as efficient as he was as a rookie, then I think the Ravens could easily win their division. I think they're going to win their division.
I think this goes back to the old school approach for the Baltimore Ravens. Every time you look at the Baltimore Ravens on the surface, every year, you can make the argument they got a really good defense. You know, it's just every year.
Yep.
Since the 2000 Super Bowl when they beat the Giants, right? Like every year, the Ravens defense is always relatively good. So if that can match with the offense being decent and score some points, the Ravens could be a surprise team this year. You know, I wholeheartedly believe that because as much as I don't believe in Lamar Jackson, the passer, I believe in Mark Jackson. I believe in Lamar Jackson. Did I say Lamar the first time?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't believe in him as a passer, but I believe in him as a athlete, a guy that you're going to have to wonder about, like just like the X factors we were talking about last year
really
or last
easy
week.
Schedule to me too.
Easy schedule?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple pockets of it where it gets tough. You know, like after the bye, they got the Panthers and the Jags. So like right away, you're like, oh, cool. There could be 2.
This is the opponent's win-loss records previous season: 136, 151, and 2.
So a subpar 500 team.
Yeah. So that's
schedule.
Yeah, that's.
Does it show like a rank as far as like ranking of the easiest schedule or whatever?
It doesn't matter here, but I think it's like got to be and bottom of the pack.
But again, they got some rough patches.
8.
They have some good patches, but they got the rough ones. I think, truth be told, week 7 through 9, the Browns at home. Again, we don't know what the Browns are going to be, but the Browns at home and then at Tampa, at New Orleans. That ain't easy. That's the stretch that's going to separate the men from the boys when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens, because the back stretch, when you come off that bye and you got the Panthers and the Jaguars, and I'm not guaranteeing wins over either of those two teams, because look, the Panthers game will be interesting because Baker Mayfield, I think, makes them a better team. And if he wins the starting job, that is. And the Jaguars are going to be much improved. We find them to be one of the surprise teams in the AFC. But after that, you know, the Denver game, again, there's like a lot of question marks on the Ravens schedule. You say soft, I say we don't know yet. You know, I mean, that's
the NFL.
No,
course,
but you can, if you're
you also know the Ravens are going to be a tough team.
Yeah, no,
even with
I don't
Lamar
think they just
all the injuries they had. Lamar was out for an extended period, and they still went 8-9. Now, granted, they were 2 hiccups away from being 6-11 because the Detroit game, Justin Tucker hit that 65-yarder.
I was in Dallas,
and then I'm pretty sure they also were getting torched by Indy.
Came all the way back and won.
They came all the way back and won in the fourth quarter, which hats off to them. But for about 50 minutes of football, they were getting their fucking.
So yeah, you're looking at a Ravens team that could have been 6-11. You know what I'm saying? So like that's when I say comeback team, surprise team. I mean like going 10-7 after a year that they had. This is a big step forward for the Ravens. And let's truth be told, article I read this morning about Norman, their offensive coordinator. This is it for you, bro. You got to get it done, man. Like I know they didn't do you any favors by shipping off Hollywood Brown, but this offense has been kind of stagnant. They're not high powered at all. They haven't been for quite some time. Even when Lamar won MVP, you couldn't look at the Ravens offense like, "Ooh, can't stop them." It was Lamar.
I think it was a good trade though, shipping off Hollywood Brown for what they got, and they weren't going to pay him.
What'd they get?
Right? Didn't they get a first rounder
for Hollywood? I don't think so.
I mean, who were their first rounders this year? Because they drafted 2. It was Tyler Linbaum and
Hamilton.
And Hamilton.
They didn't have 2 first rounders?
I don't know.
So they traded back Hollywood Brown into the first round?
I'm pretty sure they got
if that's
first
the case,
rounder for Hollywood Brown.
That might be the case. If that's the case, then that's a steal. Yeah, 100%.
I'm not sure though, because Rob's checking right now, but nonetheless, they found that he was expendable and they weren't going to pay him, and he's probably due money very soon. No,
they got the 3rd round pick. That's all they got.
All right.
Third. All right. Well, still, you're compiling picks for a guy that you don't think is going to fit your scheme. Fine, do it. No, Bailey's saying they got a 1.
Not on Google.
Not according to
Baltimore
Google.
Ravens traded for the 2020 third pick and the third. The 23rd pick and the 3rd round pick.
So they traded into the first round.
So they got Tyler Linbaum for him, and they didn't have to pay the receiver. And
imagine when
another 3rd rounder that they'll probably draft.
Imagine that, and Lamar is searching for a contract. Let's not forget.
I need cash, or I need money, or whatever he put on.
I saw that.
See his teeth. His teeth said,
"Yeah." What did he change his grill?
I don't know if that's his grill.
Probably not his. It just says, "I need money. I need," and a money sign.
That's really funny, actually, because he does.
But when you think about running quarterbacks, right, in the NFL, you think of Michael Vick, you think of Dante Culpepper.
You think of Culpepper as a running quarterback?
And when you play Madden, you do. But
he's got an 80 speed.
They would be good for like 3 years, and then they'd fall off because they can't throw the ball. They can't figure out how to play the position as a quarterback would.
I think also with the look at the shortest lifespan out of any NFL player to running back. The reason being is they take all the contact. If you're a quarterback and you turn yourself into a runner, now you're basically a running back.
Here's an idea, Lamar. I know you got yoked over the offseason. Just learn how to slide. Just avoid hits. Run out of bounds. Do what I did in middle school football. People used to make fun of me all the time. Dave, we were playing tackle football out here with a bunch of kids. You're running out of bounds. I'm like, yeah, because I'm only getting
comparing himself to Lamar Jackson.
I was once a Lamar Jackson
running
quarterback once upon a time. And that was never actually. JoJo Cowboys coming in saying Ravens are his dark horse to be a player in this league. And look, again, not easy. And according to, what was it? Tim Riley came in. The Athletic have the Ravens as 23rd strength of schedule.
Okay.
So you're right. There are pockets of doom on this, but there's a lot of gloom, it seems. Or no, that's not the analogy at all. It's been a rough morning. But there's a pockets of good games to be got. You know what I'm saying? So I think I got them at 10-7. But again, one bounce of the ball here and there, they could be a fucking 12-5 team.
I'm going to go with 11 wins just to be safe, but I think that they have a chance to win at least 12 or 13 games.
13.
They're not going to win anymore. Yeah, their schedule isn't that great, and if their defense could play as well as I think they can,
you would have to sweep the division and by 13 wins.
I mean, every team's got to beat the Ravens too. I'm not saying they're going to win 13. I just said they're going to win 11.
I heard you.
So 11 wins, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens are battling for the 1 seed in the AFC. I wouldn't.
Really?
Interesting. That's
a hot take.
AFC, bro. You know how loaded the AFC
that's a hot
is?
take, boy.
I do know how loaded the AFC is, but I also know how each division that is loaded have to play each other 2 times each.
Correct.
So
beat each other
the
up.
Ravens, I think, could kind of, if they could easily beat up on their division and then they got to play, I mean, they're going to lose to, they're not playing Green Bay.
No.
You said they're playing the AFC North or not?
NFC North.
I meant the South. Sorry.
Oh,
NFC
okay.
South. If I said the North, I meant the South.
Case in point, that's Atlanta, Carolina, New Orleans. That's a easy
Tampa.
crossover. Yeah, the Ravens could win. They can win in the teens easily. Not easily, but they can.
All right.
Gotta stay healthy.
That's the way the schedule shakes
I'm definitely
out.
betting the over on 10 wins or 9.5 wins. No question about it.
Okay. You seem confident in that one. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I put him at 10. So
I have another question, though.
If I can crush him at 9.5, I will.
Is this the year that they finally move on from Harbaugh if they don't make the playoffs?
No.
No?
He seems like a lifer. I don't know. He
Year
seems like
16,
everybody really loves
he's
this
in
guy.
his
Year 16?
He's in his 15th season this year. So 15
Is he
years.
really?
Yeah.
15 years with the Ravens?
Yeah. If you think about
Holy
it, yeah.
shit. I feel like that went really fast. Like 15 years.
15 years.
He's got to be the longest tenured coach currently right now, right? You would think.
Belichick?
Oh, yeah. That old goat. I hate
He's
Belichick.
probably him
Maybe
and him.
Tomlin.
Tomlin too, yep.
Okay, but 15 fucking years in the
Check
NFL.
right now.
Not
That's crazy.
easy.
Just that division had Tomlin, Harbaugh, and Marvin Lewis. And the Browns.
Lewis, he never got the right.
1,000.
He never got a fair shake. They never surrounded him with a good team, man.
He was there for 20 years.
I know, but like that team was never like their best quarterback in that whole entire span was Carson Palmer, maybe Andy Dalton.
There was playoff games.
But it's like
they won, and then Vontaze Burfict and Adam Pac-Man Jones are hitting people after the flag.
Tomlin 16th season, Belichick 23rd.
Unbelievable. Basically, his last season should be.
So basically, what you're saying is Bill Belichick became coach of the New England Patriots when Ashley was born. Like that's put that in perspective, right? I don't even know if she's 23. I'm taking a guess.
I was watching that game,
but like
Super Bowl.
That's crazy though. Like that is a long
Who's
time.
Who's the fourth tenured head coach? I think I got it.
Hold on.
Without looking, let's just
all right. Without looking, so you said Belichick, Tomlin, and now this guy.
Harbaugh.
Fourth highest. It would have to be
tenured
coach would be. I'm not even looking at the comments.
Team.
With one, of course,
that's
a 10. Yeah, of course. Fourth highest right now. I'm looking at this divisions real quick. Ooh, this one's tough, but I want to guess it anyway.
I'm gonna say Minnesota.
Andy Reid.
No, Andy Reid is in his 10th season with KC though, which is crazy. But Pete Carroll, easy.
Fuck. I hate him so much. I hate Pete Carroll so much. He's omitted from my brain.
He's got a piece of pink bubble gum in his mouth right now.
That's all I pictured too when you said his name.
Yeah, no, he looks like friggin' Ellen DeGeneres. He's such a piece of shit. I hate him so much. Anyway, so that's the Ravens. We're going to keep moving forward with the NFL teams going forward on Monday through Thursday. And then Friday, what we're going to do is we're going to switch it on over to some fantasy talk. We'll bring you guys in on some of that. But yeah, we start with the Ravens, 10-7, 11-6. Seems to be the consensus right here that they're going to hit the over. So if you're a gambling man, go do that. But you can also find out all the gambling stuff over on the Sauces Network. You can head up KyleKerms.com as well. Are we finally going there this Thursday? Is that actually?
I think so. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
One thing for everybody to ponder: who will finish with more fantasy points this season? This is a real question that I'm having to struggle with, and I know Dave is going to get upset with me. But is it going to be Trey Lance or is it going to be Dak Prescott?
Say what's the question?
Fantasy points this season.
Let me get. I got one. I got the rope.
Because I'm gonna be honest. I'm like trying to like be funny about Cowboys fans. Like I lean on Dak a lot in fantasy because I will always pair him up with like one of the wide receivers because he's pretty much.
My question is who's going to have more fantasy points, and I am going to raise one reason why I bring up it possibly could be Trey Lance. If you look at the over under on rushing yards for Dak, it's very low this season
because he didn't run it all last year.
Exactly. If you look at
but
the
now,
over-under,
according to all sources, Dak's coming in the best shape of his life.
It doesn't mean he's going to run the ball.
Just like every other person in the NFL are coming into the best shape. Unless you're Mekhi Becton, everybody else is coming in the best shape of their life.
But he's probably, scheme-wise, they're asking Dak to do a lot less with his legs, and that's what happens when you have the injury that he had, and it's what happens just as you get into year.
So you think Trey Lance is just going to take the world by storm?
I think Trey Lance is going to run the ball a lot. The over-under, I think, is 5, set at 550. So they know he's going to be running the football a lot. If he even slightly outperforms what they think he could do, then I think he has a chance to vault into the top 5 fantasy rankings at quarterback. Much like Jalen Hurts. Like Jalen Hurts, you could sit here and talk all you want about who's the better quarterback.
He was a fantasy guy.
But Jalen Hurts was the 5th best quarterback in fantasy football last year, not because of his passing. Right? I think Trey Lance has a chance to be a better passer than Hurts and equally as efficient with his legs right out of the gate.
I still can't believe it blows my mind.
I'm on the Trey Lance train.
Yeah, but it really does blow my mind though with this entire thing with Trey Lance, how fast it all came crumbling down for a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo. Like my man beat the Cowboys in Dallas.
Well,
he beat the Packers in Green Bay.
Can we talk about?
And then they're just like, he's done.
Yeah,
like,
but
what are we doing?
Jimmy G also had shoulder surgery in the offseason.
Yes, he did.
And he hasn't thrown once this offseason
so did Dak.
Yet. He
so
wouldn't
did, like
be
a lot of guys.
It's not Jimmy G.
Dak and Jimmy G are different breeds right now. So no team is willing to trade for Jimmy G right now because he hasn't thrown.
Yep.
It's not even about anything other than that.
Hasn't picked the football up yet.
So if there's going to be hasn't picked up a football. If the 49ers want to get the most for him, they have to let him throw for some teams. And they're really in no rush because they're on a rookie deal with their starter.
Here's what I'll ask. in regards to that. And shout out to AJ for a phenomenal comment, by the way, saying, "What do you mean Dak doesn't run the ball? That was the last play of their season."
Nah,
it really was heartbreaker.
I still can't believe that.
Don't get me started. Great play call.
And fucking Zeke thought it was a pass, so he was blocking.
Everybody's on me now
in the backfield.
But here, Tim Riley raises the question I was going to ask myself: if Jimmy G gets health, right, doesn't get moved, how short is the leash on a rookie?
Well, I think it's pretty long because Jimmy G's not ready. I don't know if he's going to be ready.
Not ready. It's still middle of July. So it's like, what kind of shoulder surgery are we talking about? Rotator cuff?
Well, we're talking about a quarterback that hasn't thrown the ball yet in July, right? Football season's around the corner.
They did kill the rumors, by the way, that there was rumors, remember, that he was going to be traded and moved to Tampa Bay.
That's not happening.
That's not happening.
Because nobody's going to trade for him. That's where I read the article, actually, where they were saying that nobody's going to take Jimmy G to anywhere until he throws a football is a pipe dream. And if we really want to get real about it, while I'm a big Jimmy G guy in terms of him playing winning football, he was the least efficient passer down the field last year. He had 31 passes downfield. I think only 8 of them hit for 3 touchdowns, right? And that's down the field, I'm saying 30 yards or more. So he just didn't throw the ball. First of all, that few, they didn't ask Jimmy G to do much at all last year. If you look at what Trey Lance did, I think he hit on 8 passes down the field too, and he only threw 13.
Yeah, they were highlight reel stuff.
But the point that I'm saying is that he makes that offense so much more dynamic. He could at least do what Jimmy G was doing. He's sitting here working out with Jerry Rice last week. I don't know if anybody saw that.
Yeah, Jerry Rice is overrated.
Nonetheless,
according to sources,
Jerry Rice might be a good barometer of quarterback talent, though, being that he played with 2 of the best quarterbacks in history.
From the masses.
Okay.
Tim Riley, if Trey Lance goes 1-3 against the Bears, the Seahawks, the Broncos, and the Rams, you're not turning to Jimmy if ready?
I think
that
would be egregious.
They moved on from a guy that almost got into the Super Bowl.
I'm almost pretty sure. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure they might have started 1-3 with Jimmy G last year.
Yeah, but they didn't. Did they have Trey? Yeah, they had Trey Lance, but you're going to put a rookie in.
If you're going to
give a whole different ballgame when it goes rookie.
If you're going to give the guy the keys right now, I would imagine that there's going to be some other factors at play if they're 1-3. And as a guy getting pulled after 4 starts, I don't think it's going to happen. They're going all in on Trey Lance right now. They mortgaged a lot to get him, and 4 games in the NFL. While you got to win football, you can't start 1-3, but that's the risk that they're taking right now, even making the move to begin with. Plus, Jimmy G's not healthy, so I got to see Jimmy G even A, on the roster, and B,
he's on the roster,
healthy.
Oh, going forward,
right? He hasn't been at OTAs. He's been excused for all these things. I'm not sure he's going to be ready in 2 weeks when training camp rolls out.
No, listen. Like I said, everybody knows it that it's Trey Lance, right? Everybody knows it, but I think the fall from grace happened very, very quickly for Jimmy G. I feel very I feel sorry for him, to be honest with you. He might have ended my season last year and ended yours. I mean, but I feel bad, bro. You did all that.
I feel
you bust your shoulder up, and now you're being replaced by a guy. Because
why not just go to Tampa Bay?
Well, Jimmy G knew damn well, and this is a situation in San Francisco that I think a lot of other teams could take note on. They handled this really well from the gate. They were very transparent about everything with Jimmy G. I think they used the Packers situation with Jordan Love as a
started 2-4 last year
as a way to not be. Yeah, I saw as a way to not be. And Jimmy G's understood the process since the beginning. They've been transparent about it. They drafted Trey Lance 3rd overall and traded up to get him.
Yeah.
So there was you don't need writing on the wall.
The writing was on the wall.
It's no, this is what's happening. It's not. We're not dancing around this. We're moving forward with him after this season and possibly this season, right? So Jimmy G had to play for his job all last year as well. I don't think it's that big of a deal for Jimmy G. We talked about having the best job in pro sports as a backup quarterback.
That's true.
He's the best, highest paid backup quarterback that gets to play more than most guys in playoff. Jimmy G's
it's probably true. It's probably one of the best.
Who was the guy?
100%.
What was the guy that made $48 million?
The new best
Chase
job.
Daniels.
Chase Daniels, $48 million.
The new best job in the world
in career earnings.
And this guy got 25 this year.
I heard it today on the radio. The new best job. We all say backup quarterback. Being a caddy for the LIV tournament players.
You got to carry the bags and shit.
You're getting flown on private jets and you're getting paid out the ass to just carry bags.
Yeah, but there's going to be some times where a guy plays like shit.
Which, by the way,
it's your fault.
I mean,
the backup quarterback's like, hey, buddy, I didn't
give
throw
me
that
my
pick,
wedge.
Here, look at this. If you would have did this right, you probably wouldn't have thrown that pick.
9-iron, huh?
Yeah,
You're
but
fired.
Look how many backup quarterbacks are head coaches in the league right now. It could
'cause
also lead to that.
They learn it differently.
Casey Hammond, big question here, folks. Jimmy G versus Kirk Cousins. You have to pick one. What do? Suicide, not an option.
I'm taking Kirk.
Casey's got another level.
I'm taking Kirk and hope we don't play Monday night ever.
Or the playoffs.
Or you got to get there first.
No, I think Kirk Cousins is a better player than Jimmy G. I just think that when we're talking about quarterback, there's another external factor that has zero to do with your ability to play, and it's the ability to lead. And Kirk Cousins' voice cracks way too much.
He's like in the season.
Leader of
He's
any
Garrett
huddle.
Cole and Boone in that realm of people. Scoop's brother is now a celebrity, by the way. He's being a driver for the LIVs, picking them up at the airport and driving them to Trump National when they come.
Well, that's what happens when you live in Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
They call other Saudi Arabians.
Scoop, your brother still lives in Saudi Arabia, dude.
They are playing at Trump National, which is kind of just completely ironic and I'm not going to get into that, but that's just really funny. Like they're playing the LIV Foreign Saudi Arabia tournament at a Trump National golf course.
Love it.
That is like, oh, the kettle and all that, whatever phrases you want to use. It's hilarious. It's actually hilarious. But anyway, imagine being a poor little caddy getting punched in the face by Brooks Koepka because he fucked up on the chip.
I would love to get punched in the face by Brooks Koepka.
Oh, I would sit on the ground and be like, ambulance.
Thanks, bro. How much did you just sign for? Cool.
I would. But I would let anybody punch me that's famous. Oh my God. I don't care if I knew I could beat them up or I'd lay on the ground.
Doesn't matter. You'd have to lay there and
I would.
Oh, truth be told, man. Truth be told. I referred to Ed Downey last year when you were giving me all the Nolan Ryan slander. He's a big fan. He took me to Disney World once with John, right, bro? We were on the Star Wars ride. It was raining outside. The ride, like the walkway to the ride was very wet. I slipped, went head over heels, went down.
No,
I was about to get up. He's like, stay down. We're about to own this fucking place. I was like, what? What happened? I don't even know what's happening. But yeah, so that's hilarious that you would get punched. Both of you get punched in the face by a millionaire to cash in.
I would.
Listen, welcome to 2022, bro.
Bro. You want to have a real conversation about?
Yes, let's.
I would take $1,000 from the ATM.
Let's start listing things that you would or wouldn't do for $1 million.
Easy.
I would do anything. You all think like I feel they're crazy about.
I saw somebody.
You're like, oh, you would do that, bro. I would eat shit off the ground for $1 million. I would fucking kiss you on the mouth for $1 million. I would fucking.
All right.
It's so funny you say that. Hold on.
Rob's
it's so funny you say
this to a place we're not sure.
I would try to eat the desk for $1 million, bro. I'm dead ass serious.
I saw a video.
You fucking think I'm
saw a video of somebody, they do those random interviews in New York City where they just walk up to anybody and they're like, how much
do you think you could beat up Nate Diaz? No, and he's like standing behind you.
Well, not even. No, this is even better. Like the one guy was like, what's the least amount you would blow your best friend for? He goes, oh, I don't know, like $1,000.
No,
he's
this
like,
isn't.
Oh, that was Workaholics.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah,
yes.
You send it to me.
Yes.
You send it
to me. No, it was another. He's like, oh man, that's a really good friend.
Money you blow a guy for, and you're like, do I get to choose the guy? And like, that whole
accident.
He's like, did you say
$1,000?
You said $900. I said no. I said 9,000. Yes.
All right. That's when the show goes whoop right off the rails.
Dave's looking for final dick approval.
It's really good. All right. Big day coming up for Chop Sports. Big week. But be sure, guys, if you're watching this right now, please like the video as you exit the parameters. Be safe. Don't fall on the way out. But we appreciate you guys watching. As always, sorry about the internet issue. Again, I'll call up Optimum. I'll threaten them with everything in my being, but nothing gets it done, folks. So if you know any other internet providers that would bully these guys out of this area, that would really help us out as well. So was there anything else? Romo won the 3rd American Century Celebrity title. So that's big. I wanted to make sure I threw that in there. Good job, Tony Romo, on your life after sports.
I wonder if he does crack when he's golfing too, not just announcing.
I mean, he doesn't do crack when he's announcing. I'm 11-2 in fantasy football, fantasy baseball. I'm a game and a half up on second place. Gooch is just over 500. So yeah, that's that, and that's really it. That's all I wanted to close with. I was going to do that in the beginning, but I felt like I was about to pass out again.
I have one thing.
No more coffee.
Did anybody see the little mini itty bitty All-Star Game trophy they gave the
Bro,
women's
what
MVP.
the hell is that?
Come on, I feel like they're trolling themselves at this
They
point.
went to Walmart at halftime. Like, shit, we got to get a
that
trophy.
looks like something that like you when you were a kid, you went to your grandma's house and like they
got
had the
that Family
cabinet
Dollar.
and like, but like they were just like had the teacups on there. Go ahead, don't touch that, Chris.
Everyone got one. It looked like that's like
Bro.
the participation trophy you get at the end of the year.
Bro,
picnic.
it was
If I was them,
bad.
I would have kicked that shit across the court and been like, "This is why nobody takes it seriously."
And
First,
it's a
just-
shame because
not.
it's like
it's a joke.
it is a joke. There's no ratings. There's nobody watching.
But that's on the WNBA, not on the players.
Yeah,
but
but how
on
the
the
fuck do you
league
market
as
it?
well too, bro. You have to figure
Yeah, but
it
how
out.
do you market it?
You have to figure
You
it
got
out.
to get a LeBron of the league. You got to get,
Well,
you got to get a personality.
We
You
can
got to get a
talk
girl
about
that's
this until we're
elbowing girls in
blue
the
We got to
face.
talk about this until we're blue in the face. They're not going to be able to do anything like that. They would have to lower the rims. They'd have to create stars in that capacity.
Lower
There's
the rims. Why?
Just so they could
so
dunk.
they
I get
could
what
dunk,
he's saying.
so they could do things
if they
that,
lowered it
that
to
the men are
9,
doing.
they'd be able to dunk more and people would watch more. I get what you're saying. It'd be more
I
exciting.
mean,
You don't think they
lower the
lowered it to
rims?
9, more girls would be able to dunk?
yeah,
Those
but
girls are
the
6'8".
girls are coming up their entire life playing on
Well,
10.
that's
But that's the thing. You'd have to
the
start
thing. You got
over
to start
from
somewhere.
You'd have to start over from middle school. You have to make like a whole girls.
That's what I'm saying. He had a couple jump shots. He said he felt like Steph Curry because he lowered the rim a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
But
was
I
fucking
agree. I think
yamming on my nephews.
they should figure something out. I don't know what they could do, but they don't.
They haven't turned a profit once in their entire existence, and they're being literally funded by the NBA.
last, and this is not even,
So-
I'm not even trying to disrespect anybody who plays in the WNBA, but the last WNBA star that I remember is like Rebecca Lobo. And I'm pretty
Dave,
sure that was like
that's-
99.
That has zero to do with the fact that there's not like there's tons of
There is
of,
tons of.
But
stuff.
I'm not
I know
seeing
what
it.
you're saying. I know what you're saying.
like there's
I get
tons.
your
You're
point.
just-
Teresi
they're-
or whatever
they're-
from
you're-
UConn. Yeah.
Tarazi, yeah.
Tarazi,
There's
her too.
been
Her
you know
Bird.
Rebecca Lobo's been out of basketball
while.
for like 28
Yeah.
years.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you is that like there's nobody that's jumping off the charts at me that's saying like, oh, look at this, you got to go watch the WNBA. She's so special.
But I guarantee
Nothing
you, if they had
special about that
9-foot
shit right
rims
now.
and people were able to dunk, then you would know a lot more
Yeah.
about them.
Mhm. Candace Parker.
Bailey said I made
Super-
I made Sue Bird 7'7", 350 pounds on 2K yesterday. She still can't dunk. All right. No more bashing here of the
How
women
come
from the
how come
He-Man
she's-
Women Haters Club over
How
here.
much is she getting paid?
That's the thing, though. Why do they think they should make as much? Not that I don't mean to say that before anybody destroys me.
Wait, I was just going to say,
I
bro,
had to stop
tread
myself.
lightly.
But like you just said, it's everything is a business, and this is something that like, I
Yeah,
think a lot
no,
of people don't understand. Why do
No. Everybody understands.
I know? I don't think they do.
No, I think they do. It's just that there's a very small faction of people that don't, and that's
Depends
the
on
ones
what situation
they're
is.
the ones that are
It
making
depends
the
on what the
biggest
They
situation
outcries.
is.
make money to get money.
The
They don't
women's
make
national team
nothing.
in soccer is incredible, and that's why they're making just as much as the men, right? Didn't they just even the
that
score?
just started.
Yeah, fine.
They've
because
been better than the men since like
well, that's true
the
too. But,
90s.
but I'm saying like they market now. I remember going out to the bar to watch the women's national
Yeah.
team. I was into it. You know what I'm saying? But like, tell me to go watch FIFA right now in the middle of July. I'm not going anywhere. Like, forget that shit. I'm not doing it.
Sue just said the one girl to sign a supermax in the WNBA, and it was $2.3 million.
Supermax,
I mean,
2.3.
Someone
Steph
just
Cur-
spent
Steph
that at
Curry-
the strip club last
Steph
night.
Curry
Per
literally
year?
made that
Per
rain
year?
last night.
Is that per year? It's pretty good.
Scoop.
It's great for her.
Considering that they
yeah.
haven't generated, like they're probably not. They're
But
hemorrhaging money.
she gets all the money actually. Supermax is in the NBA. Only one person gets paid. Like here, you get all the revenue because nobody else got it.
Yeah,
It's tough, man.
It is tough. Listen, have you ever seen anybody walk around with a WNBA jersey on?
I have not. You want to start a trend?
I mean, I would if I had to. I'm not wearing Brittany
I saw
Griner's
a great
jersey.
jersey.
but I'd wear it.
Oh, here we go. I saw a great jersey at the gym yesterday, and it's something I almost bought. I was a big fan of Allen Iverson growing up. I had all his sneakers. Like
Mhm.
everybody was getting Jordans. I was getting the questions. This, the honeycombs I'm
Mhm.
talking about. Iverson's Georgetown jersey. So dope. So
That's
clean.
probably cool. That's a cool jersey.
I would rock that in a heartbeat.
Alonzo Mourning, Georgetown jersey would be
Patrick
better.
Ewing.
I'm a Mourning guy.
Georgetown jerseys, the home navy blues with the gray. Such a nice jersey.
Could you name another center that went to Georgetown?
Patrick Ewing,
And
Alonzo Mourning.
Tibet. What's his name?
Is there somebody new?
no, Well,
Hakeem,
yes, but
right,
Rick
the guy
Smits?
played for the Pacers. What's his name?
Rick, I just
Well,
said Smith.
No.
didn't Hakeem Mutombo?
No.
Or the
Oh,
Kemi
no,
Mutombo?
no. I don't know actually. I just wanted to.
Oh,
do,
maybe. You
I
might
just
be
wanted
right.
to do this.
But the guy that played for the Pacers not too long ago when they were good with Danny Granger. and them-
Hibbert?
Yes, he played for Georgetown too. I think you're right. I think I could
Oh,
be
wait a
wrong.
minute. There was a mistake made. It was a max for $230K, bro.
Yeah,
I know people making that now at their normal job.
$2.3 million. That's
Oh my
insane because they don't make like.
What a
they're losing
mistake,
money.
Scoop! Jesus Christ, that's the worst typo you've ever had, and I'm sure you've had some bad typos. That's a bad one.
I hope she's not watching and thought she was getting 2.3.
She's probably like, "What? Oh, the fuck!" And then just go crazy. Holy shit!
Diana Taurasi and Brandon
So
Stewart
that's
probably
the
the
max.
best. They're the best women basketball player in the world, and they're only making
230. Insanity.
I mean, it's not. It's what it is.
It is.
No,
it is
you're
insane because
exactly
of the fact.
right.
Right.
It is what it is.
You
It's what
could
it is.
like honestly, Rob. Like if I went today, or like, hey guys, what are we doing Tuesday? Nothing. Well, I just so happen to get floor seats for the Liberty. Who's in? None of you guys are going. Even if it's free, floor seats.
That's
It's
we've
at the
seen
Garden,
that-
huh?
At the
Bro,
Garden.
we've all seen the
What am
fucking
I
things
doing?
on the
Am I
internet where they
working?
do. Where
You're
they
making
do,
money.
Where
You're
they go
making
up
money.
and they say, "Do you want this dollar or do you want this WNBA ticket?" And everyone's like, "The dollar," or like,
Oh God!
You ever seen those
I
things?
never seen those, man. That's rough. Is that a thing? That's a thing.
$1 or WNBA ticket.
like, they're
people are
all
like,
over the internet.
$1.
All over the internet.
Shit. You know, $1 can get you a lot.
Ticket in hand too. Or
Yeah,
it's like
no
just-
surcharge, anything. Like, here, sir. Here's
That's
George
rough.
Washington,
All right, so
or a floor seat to the WNBA game. Hi, Beard's on me. Riley, I know you regretted that in the past. Don't do it again, bro. Don't do it again. That cost you so much money that night. You're like, I'm just gonna take care of the rest of the night. It's like, are you sure you want to do this with Frank the Tank over here? You don't want to do this. That's not a good idea.
all right, enough about the WNBA. I think we exhausted it.
Did you think when you woke up this morning? Did you say, "Oh, what do we got? Ravens, MLB All-Star Game"? Did you ever think in a million fucking years you were going to talk WNBA?
Hold on, what's
Honestly,
the league minimum
yeah.
for the NBA? I have to know now.
The league minimum?
I have to know.
No, we don't. I mean, like the league minimum is going to be very, very small amount, right? And it's going to be like it's going to elicit like a bunch of laughter.
Oh my
and
God!
then we're gonna. And then
You know
we're
what it's going to do? It's going to show you, in reality, that like people in like any
the
other
minimum
job.
salary for players signing contracts in the 23-2024 season, which is next season, is just over $1 million.
No, it
Can't be. Minimum salary for
you sure
WNBA.
that's
We just
that?
said
NBA?
NBA.
NBA is $1 million.
Minimum salaries.
Bro, I could
$1 million.
be the fucking 15th man on the NBA roster making $1 million
They could pay 8 women, the best women,
to make that up.
Yeah,
To
but
make that
it's
That's rough.
You know, prorated. You get 10-day contracts. You don't have to. You're not getting $1 million just because you're in the.
I'm
NBA.
talking about like a veteran minimum, like
Yeah.
you know, like NFL. Like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
signed for league minimum, blah 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 blah.
Which, by the way, the NFL is not even $1 million. Believe it or not, it's not. Minimum salary in NFL is like $750 or $800 grand.
It's like $750.
Yeah, but like think about that. NBA basketball, to play basketball and be kind of shitty on your team, and but be in the league, you're getting $1 million. You could be the 53rd man on the roster in the NFL and make less.
Yeah,
A little crazy if you think about it.
it is crazy.
All right, let's get out of here. $60K is minimum for WNBA. $60K. I know
Yes,
people in this
they
room.
Just, they just
that could
offered me
potentially
that.
be making
They offered me that
60K.
last.
Right? They offered you like to manage a bar. You would be making more than playing in the WNBA.
I'd be making
How you
$5
like
grand
that?
more playing in the NBA.
So I'm not sure if we're like actually like highlighting the real issue here, or if
Oh,
we're
it's a
like,
big issue.
No, they need to market.
Go
more.
market your bitches.
Oh, not that. I
Jay,
didn't
Not
say
that.
settle
They
down.
said-
All right,
No.
Show's over.
No.
Show's
You
over.
took it wrong. You took it wrong.
No, you said it wrong.
No, you're right. I said it wrong. Market those, not those bitches,
get
but
what
like
you're
you know
we
what I'm
have
saying.
to stop
Market
now
that
because
bitch.
it's
I get
verbal
it.
diarrhea. As it's just like show's
I
over.
Get it.
Great show, guys. Ravens.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been a show
Maybe
for
this will be the
Sturch and
starting
Gooch and
point.
Rob behind. Everybody knows what I meant. If anybody takes that out of context, suck it because you're wrong. Danny DeHaze,
Oh my
who is
God,
fucking.
it's-
Just
I'm
getting
sure
worse.
the ones that took it out of context are also loving being told.
all
to
one
suck it.
female that watches this show, by the way, and then she's sitting in the room, so I'm not worried.
All right, guys.
Good night, everybody.